All right. Yeah.
Hello everybody, the Houndmaster. Here talking to you again. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I've really got a lot more progress I can get done in the day. But I wanted to go ahead and make this video and talk a little bit about the question. As you can see here, I've made a little progress on the Melta and the backpack. The areas that are the washed lead belcher are going to end up being the black areas. I've gotten all the Balthazar Gold and all the Ironbreaker on there, so once I do the blacks, they're pretty much going to be done. Today's question is an excellent question. If we could design our own army, what would it be? A couple things. I say a couple, but I really mean quite a few, but I'm not going to try and make this video too long. I'd love to see a mercenaries kind of army. A lot of the Tau have good units for sort of a mercenary army, like the Kroot or the Vespid. The Telerians are a force that's part of the Tau hegemony, and they're basically kind of like lizardmen, big, beefy reptilian guys. There's another group called the Demiurgs, which are a lot like squats, I believe. They would also be a nice addition to that. I'd love to see the abhumans, like beastmen or ogren, ratlings, squats. I'd love to see some way to put those into a mercenary force. As far as armies go, Eldar Exodites would be really cool. They're the kind of savage Eldar that are on the fringes of the galaxy, right around on cold ones, kind of like the Dark Elves. Just a very cool blend of the primitive and the extremely high-tech. One I would also like to see would be Adeptus Mechanicus, and not just because they have robes, but because I think it fits very well with the 40k theme. I know a lot of people want more Xenos, but it fits very well with the theme, while also being distinct from the rest of it. Sort of a kind of Necron slash Imperial Guard slash Space Marine kind of feel. Some of these would be really cool as just like upgrade kits or conversion kits. I'd love to see perhaps an Adeptus Custodes upgrade kit for Grey Knights. Just some head swaps and stuff like that. I think that would be very cool. Maybe an Adeptus Arbites for Guard. Guard has a lot of options. I know I mentioned on a channel comment previously with Warhammer Fat Kids, just the amount of Guard armies is staggering. But if there was one army in 40k that I could make an actual full range for, it would be Imperial Guard, the Maccabian Janissaries. I don't know if you guys know who these are, but go Google them. I'll put the name in the comments. They're from the recent Only War book that came out for the roleplay, and they just look fantastic. I love the look of them. I think they'd be very cool on a table. So check those guys out. As far as fantasy goes, oh man, have you got a ton of options. As far as the mercenary thing goes, I'd love to see Dogs of War come back. And I think that some of the Dogs of War were a little out there, like the Goblin Wolf Riders or the Ogres for Hire. No, excuse me, the Ogres were alright, but there were some Norscan horsemen. But I'd like to see some Tillians, some Estalians. Marienburg would be a really cool place to bring in a couple units, like the Knights of Manon or something like that. I'd like to see Kislev get redone, the Vostroyans of fantasy, and get the Winged Lancers back in plastic, and get the Tsar who's riding a bear. Oh my goodness, that would be very cool. Albion could be great. Sort of a savage orcs meet Celts kind of thing. Sort of a, I don't know. I don't know if any of you know, but there are actual fan-made codexes for many of these forces out there. Go check them out. They're very cool. There's also Cathay, which is uh, China in the Warhammer world. That would be cool with a lot of rockets or something like that. Nippon, which is Japan, would be so cool with some fantasy samurai. I know a lot of people really want sort of an Asian theme. Um, Ind would also be pretty cool, just for the fact that you could have elephants. Oh my goodness, elephants in fantasy. How cool would that be? Some big war elephants. There's also Araby, which is the Arabian section of the fantasy world. That would be very cool to have like Al Mukhtar's Desert Dogs style, maybe some camels, kind of Talarn in the way past. So I know that this has already gone a little long, and I've definitely over answered the question, but I really like the question, and I think that there's a lot of really great fluff and a really good selection of cultures that could make up a. Some of them could make up entire armies, and some of them would be great as standalone additions to certain armies, and some of them would be fine just as counts as models as long as they had an upgrade sprue. So that's today's video, guys. Really enjoying all the comments. I'm trying to comment as much as I can on everyone else's. I'm really enjoying this. I'm almost done. Let's get this Melta done, guys. See ya.